Alert, the pro-Palestine demonstrations there yesterday at the Capitol versus January 6th. And I know a lot of people have tried to kind of compare, contrast the two, but we wanted to do so in a way that was more quantifiable, concrete for you, and we make the references available at loudouscreditor.com. So we do have some exclusive footage today as well that has never been seen before, which would remove all doubt as to it being a quote-unquote planned insurrection. How do I know? Because they say so. And you guys, yes, it's in their own words, and you can all take part by sending in your tips to our tip line, lwctips@protonmail.com. So first, let's just kind of give you a little bit of a recap. Yesterday, a group of these pro-Hamas nut jobs, and let's be clear, these people are pro-Hamas.
Pro-Hamas.
They took over the Capitol in D.C. That doesn't look like they're being invited.
Seems quite unreal.
And by the way, they have signs up there. We've talked about this. They have signs saying ceasefire now. See, let me be really clear. When people talk about racist dog whistles, right? If you say socialist, what you really meant to say was the N-word with Obama. That's what they'll tell you, right? If you say, oh, trans male, what you're actually doing is you're calling for, it's coded language, it's a dog whistle for genocide against trans people. This is not a dog whistle. This is a giant blaring siren. Anyone who calls for a ceasefire after people have been raped and murdered, sounds nice, you are supporting terrorism. Jewish Voices for Peace, or it's one singular, Jewish Voice for Peace, I guess is the organization.
Singular, just one of them.
The ADL, pretty leftist organization, defines them as an anti-Zionist leftist group. And it took place, here's the thing, there are a lot of parallels between what we saw January 6th, except, these people actually had more horrible intentions off the bat. They were, you would say, instigated by somebody, right? They tried to say that Donald Trump instigated what happened January 6th. We'll get to that clip because that clip is always important to run to make your voices heard peacefully and patriotically. Let's compare that to how this started. It was spurred on by Rashida Tlaib, or at least they went into the Capitol, stormed the Capitol, shortly after she addressed the crowd right there outside the Capitol. So a lot of people don't realize that. Some people online thought that Rashida Tlaib was speaking to some small rally in Dearborn. No, this is the context. So now when you see her words, I think those words matter. And again, comment. So let's go to then and now. Do we have the clip from Rashida Tlaib, actually?
We have it down a little bit further because it kind of specifically juxtaposed.
Okay, let's do that. So let's go back to then before we go to Rashida Tlaib, because when you take it in context, her comments are a little bit, I would say, shocking in comparison. You were told that Donald Trump incited violence January 6th. Okay, here is Donald Trump back then telling protesters to make their voices peacefully heard. He used those words.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
They never show you that.
They don't.
They never show you that.
Peacefully and patriotically. Weird.
And right after that, immediately, ABC News said, this is what Trump told supporters before many stormed the Capitol. The president incited those who attended his rally to march to the Capitol. And that's the most mild one we could find.
He didn't even say, by the way,
because then they said they called him to storm it violently.
I know, but he actually is he's like, I hear this is what you're doing.
Yes.
He didn't say go do it.
So that brings us to now, Tlaib, the only representative with a ticking pantsuit, making veiled threats the Capitol to Biden.
I want him to know, as a Palestinian American, is also somebody of Muslim faith, I'm not going to forget this. And I think a lot of people are not going to forget this. And it's not a threat. It isn't.
Now, see, by itself, it's not a threat. Like, it's basically saying it's a promise.
Yes.
It's not a threat. They think we're joking. Well, hold on a second. Is it?
Right.
Is it? Are you? So you're not joking.
So
that makes it a threat.
So it's not a joke. It's not a threat. Oh, that's a claim.